Let's move on in to our next topic. Justin, are you ready to go with showing us about the Ignite app? Why don't we just go into that and just moving right along?
Yeah, you bet. Thanks. And Katie, thank you for all of that you just walked through. And I know that getting a chance to share the Ignite app is kind of like you're the person who gets to give the candy to everyone and they get excited about it. So I appreciate you letting me take this one. But if Katie's still on, you guys ask the hard questions while she's still on. And we'll throw those at her. And when she logs off, then we'll email them to you later, Katie. So thanks for that. And I really appreciate the opportunity to do this. Y'all, today my goal is to just do a walk through of the Ignite app. This is not the deep dive. This is not the teach piece. Katie and her team are going to come out and support you guys getting this out to all of your members. This is just to let you know when she says Ignite app, what is she talking about? And so I want to share with you what that looks like. Katie, you sent me a PDF yesterday. Is it okay if I share that PDF with folks? Okay, cool. So I'll do this with you. And here's one of the things I want to invite you guys to do. If technology is, especially on your phone and using apps, if that is frustrating to you, just sit back and watch me walk you through this and know that Katie's team is going to come out and take care of you guys. If you're pretty comfortable with technology, I'm going to share some things. You can walk through it with me while we're doing this if you want to. So there's some options, and especially if you've chosen DACDB and as the vendor, that potential vendor thing, then there may be some options there for you too. So get in, play around with it as we're going through. And then did any of you from Pets, the few folks that are here, did you download the app? Are you in Ignite? Susan, Bonnie, Desi, Garen? Okay, cool. So Garen, I may get you to play around with me then just a little bit on it too as you're in. So Katie, as I'm getting started, did I goof up anything so far? Are we okay with that? Okay, good.
Sounds
So
great.
awesome. So here is, I'm going to put into chat uh, a document for you real quick. And this document is called Log In to Ignite App. And that documents in chat. If you want to pull it up, you can. And I'm going to go ahead and share, if you were to pull that one up, here's what you would see. And basically in the Ignite app, you would go to out to the app store. Katie, are you seeing that okay? You guys seeing this one okay? Okay, cool. So you could go to the Ignite, go to the app store and you could search for Ignite by Member Minder Pro, or you could scan one of these QR codes if you want to. And that's where you go through and find the Ignite app. When you look at that, you see the first screenshot at the bottom in the left that it has this little icon there that has the flame on it. So that's the one you're looking for. When you find that one, you found the right one. And when you go through and download this app, it'll load. It loads pretty quickly on your phone. And you'll notice that there's two options for the app. And we want to select the one that's DACDB. DACDB is what we've been talking about so far. And here you go, pop quiz. Someone type it in, or Katie, unmute if you want to. What does DACDB even mean?
Do you want me to tell them?
Go for it, Katie. Yeah, we'll let people off the hook if we need to.
It's district and club database. I know, so creative.
It's good, but that helps me know DACDB is what we're looking for, district and club database. So you would select that one, and then this is where you would go log in, and you can see on step 3 on this document, it says put your username in. That's where Katie was talking about putting your email in. And again, if there's an email situation or something that you need help with, then we can help you guys out with that. And then that temporary password that Katie shared earlier was the one that's set up here is let me in, 1, 2, 3, 4 with an exclamation point and a capital L and no spaces. So if you guys are interested in doing that, you can pull up again. If you're proficient in technology, you want to go play with it right now, you have access to this PDF, you can go through and do that and play around with this if you want to. If not, sit back and watch. I'm going to pull up the app, share my phone and pull up the app and just let you know what's there. But one of the things that Katie was sharing, it's going to ask you a couple of questions as you get in. And one of the questions is about notifications. I think right now the way I'm going to start with this is allow notifications, because if I don't, there's going to be a text that goes out and I'm going to miss out on the conversation because I didn't open up the app and just happened to go into that and see it. So I want it to show me a badge or give me some kind of notification that there's some conversation going on that I want to be a part of. So that's the thing. I would allow notifications as we're walking through, and then you're caught up. So if you're to that point, you have the app and we're ready to go explore. And so that's what I'm going to do now, Katie. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen here and I'm going to go into my phone and start sharing this. One of the things that I'll tell you guys in complete transparency, Katie taught me the app yesterday, like at 5 o'clock. It's super simple. And so here I am sharing with you guys. So one of the things I love about this in the world of education, that's my background, we talk about accessibility. Are all of the students in my classroom able to access the content? We do that by creating really good teaching strategies. Katie, I'll share with you, I think this app is incredibly accessible. I think there are a lot of Rotarians of all types of backgrounds who are going to be able to be successful using this app because of the design that you guys have done and the thought that's gone into that. So really nice job with this. And I'll take a second and share my phone, I think. So we'll see. Would someone out there, can you give me a thumbs up if you're seeing my phone? Okay, cool. So these are you'll notice I have the apps here on my front screen. If you look at that bottom row, the second one over, do you see that badge there again with that flame? So that's the Ignite app. Whenever it loads, it'll look kind of like this. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this app and it's going to pull up. And did you see that it noticed my beautiful face? So when I logged in, one of the options I had was to turn on biometrics. And so I don't have to remember my password anymore as I set it up and go through. I just turned on face recognition and it says, cool, Justin, we see you. Welcome back. And we're in. And so what you see here is the home screen for the app. And in this home screen for the app, it's kind of like Katie was saying, it has all of the buttons on here to go through and start looking at this. And I just wanted to walk through and explore these with you guys. Now you'll notice at the bottom of mine, it shows that there's another screen. Do you see that there's those two buttons and I could swipe over and see another screen? That screen isn't going to be there for most members. So this is an option whenever you're an officer at a leadership level, it'll give you a chance to do this. But most of us are just going to see, most members will just see this first screen with these different options. Now, any really good change starts with a solid foundation. So you guys, I'm going to walk you through this app, but I'm going to start at the bottom on the right-hand side with the foundation. And I thought, Katie, this was one of my favorite parts of this whenever I saw it. So I can click, I think Leslie earlier showed us how we can go in and find our foundation giving. Well, guess what? On this app, I can click one button and it pulls up your foundation giving. And so it tells you your Paul Harris status. It shows you how many more points you need to move to the next level. It also tells you how many points you have to transfer to other members. And it's just right there. And then as you scroll down, it will show you if you are, when it comes to the endowment fund, the annual fund, if you've met any of these goals, they'll have a check mark in here. So I'm still working on a few, folks, so be easy on me. But you can go through and see this. And then at the very bottom, there's a button that says donate to the Rotary Foundation. If you click that, it will take you out to the Rotary website where you're able to donate to the foundation right there. So in this app, you can monitor your Paul Harris status, look at the number of points that you have to give, and also donate directly from this button. Now, I thought one of the interesting, anytime you're on one of these pages, watch the top part. Do you see in the top that there's a question mark? If you click on that question mark, then it's going to bring up some additional information and you can go through and look. Sometimes I don't understand the points. What do we do with those anyway? Well, then it gives you the option to go through and learn about the points or the different levels of donor recognition. I forget what it takes to do this. And so you have the ability to go in and learn from the app as well. And to me, that's one of the most accessible pieces of this app so far, to be able to just see this and move along with that. So I'm going to go back to the home screen, but I'm going to pause for a second. And then Susan and Leslie, if you guys are out there, I know there may be some things that come up in chat. Do you guys mind watching the chat for me while we're going? And if you need to interrupt me or say, hey, Justin, stop, then please just do that.
Sure, we'll do that for you.
Okay, very good. So that was the foundation button. I'm going to just move up this right-hand side and I'm going to go to Find Members. If you click on the Find Members tab, then this is going to pull up all of the members in your club. And so you can scroll down and see the different members in your club. And if you select one, I'm going to pick on our club president, Cameron Rosser. So I'm going to pick Cameron, and it pulls up Cameron's information that's been drawn into the database. And here's the place where I can say, you know, I need to give Cameron a call and I've forgotten his number. And usually what I'd have to do is call someone else and say, hey, can you remember Cameron's number and send it to me? Well, now if I click here, I can press the call me and it will take me out to my phone application on my phone and it will call Cameron on his phone. That's not an in-app thing. It actually just calls him. Or text this. So if I click text Cameron, then it'll take me out to my text messages on my phone and it will bring up this ability to go text Cameron or email him. So that's a great place to go through, and just I love the ability to push one button and be able to go email or call or text some of these folks. Here's the strategy I used before this. Katie, are you ready? You can share
Hey,
this.
Justin, can you
Say-
one second? I wanted to let somebody say hello.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yes, please. And I'll
Hi,
stop.
everybody. Good to see you. I hope you're having a great meeting, and make sure that you spread the Mad Rotary, because that's what it's about. You know, people are congratulating me on being president, but I say, well, heck, I've got 1.4 million helping me. It'll be a breeze. So I hope to see you in Singapore, and I certainly want to see you in Calgary because we'll all celebrate there. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great day. Sorry, when you see the incoming Rotary International president, you got to stop and say hey.
No, that's impressive. So that was cool. Okay. y'all,
Justin, I'd say in chat, Katie has listed those clubs that have added DACDB as a vendor already. I think there are 14. So if you're having trouble logging in or with the app or whatever, just check and see if you're one of those clubs. So go to chat and just check the box.
Great.
And see if your club has added DACDB so far. And if not, that might be something that you and your leadership team want to do pretty quickly.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan. And you guys keep sending those questions in chat if you have anything as I'm walking through this. Happy to do that. Listen, another piece that you can see on the screen says social media, and there's nothing below here. If Cameron added his social media accounts, and I'll show you where to do that, then it would say, I want to contact or connect with Cameron on X or Twitter or whatever it's called, or Facebook. And so that's an option here as well. Okay, I'm going to back out of this. That's the Find Your Club members, and I think that's just a convenience for us. It's a really nice piece. I'm going to keep moving up the right side, and I'm going to go to Calendar next. And under Calendar, this is where if you've entered in DACDB any events that are coming up, then it will show on this calendar. And one of the things I love about this calendar is that it will actually sync up with your personal calendar too. So there's a way that you can have this here. You can see these and then sync up with those. And if you had events, I don't have any events on mine, but if we had events entered in here, you could actually RSVP or register for these events. So, you know, Leslie, next time, or Susan, next time we have something like this, we could put it in the calendar and encourage people to RSVP. Let us know you're coming if you are thinking about that. So there's an option to go through and do some of these things. Susan, anything you would add to that?
I think that's a great idea, and the app's going to be invaluable when it comes to registering for events. We're right now, our district conference is registered through Club Runner because we're still using that event module. But all the events in the future will be on DACDB.
So there's the calendar feature is here. I'm going to back out of this and continue up this right side. It says my service hours. And I know we talked about this a little bit. Katie really brought this home with the idea that we need to share what we're doing in Rotary. People need to see this. And so she said, let's put our hours in. Well, we can start out, let's put our projects in DACDB, and then we can go through right then, right after we finish going out and planting the trees, we can stop and put the hours in that we were out doing this. And that will help capture the hours, our service hours for this. So we can go through and add the hours. You can, if you have service projects, you can select a service project. And I love that Katie said in her club, they actually put one in that instead of just naming every service project, there's one that's kind of a catch-all that they put in there, serving the community. And if you're out doing service, you can actually add some of those service hours to the kind of that catch-all service project. And then you can select the area of focus related back to Rotary International, put some notes in, and you can go with that. So there's some options there as well for service. Okay, that got us to the top of column 1, or the right column. I'm going to hop over to the left column, and this says prospective members. Under prospective members, so I have a member a person who wants to be part of Rotary, understand more, and I think they're going to be a great member for the club. Then I can type their name in, first, last, email, and phone number, and then hit done, and it actually emails them a club application. Those are already populated in here. It'll email them a club application. They're able to go through and complete this and send it back into the person that's designated for your club. So this is a great way right then when we're talking to folks out there that we can pull out our phone, put some information in, and get them an application right away. And sometimes Bonnie knows this. Every time I find a person who I'm wanting to be part of our club, I have to go to her and say, now, Bonnie, remind me again, where's the application? How can I print this off? And so this takes out that step. It's right here in our pocket and we're ready to go with this. So, and it even puts them in, and Katie may have to correct my language on this, but they start out as Katie, are you still there? She may have had to step away, but it moves them into a prospective member after they filled out the application. So you can see even if they filled it out or not as you're working through that in DACDB, and kind of watch where that is. That's the prospective member button. If you keep moving down, this one, several people were asking about the messaging opportunities for this. So if you click on the messaging, this is where you have the ability to send messages out to people in your club. And this is done this is in the app. So I would send out a new chat to my club. I could send it to an individual. So I could say, hey, Bonnie, are we ready to go for that presentation you're doing tomorrow with the club? And Bonnie would get a notification in the app that said Justin sent something, and we could chat back and forth that way. Or we could broadcast this out to the entire club or a select group of members that we're wanting to have a conversation with. So don't forget, we've got the food drive this weekend, and you can send this out and they can start to see this. This one, remember, she said the broadcast is saved for the leadership of the club so that you don't have lots of people sending out group messages and we stay in that kind of washing machine for a while. Those are the message opportunities here. And if I go back, I'm going to keep going down this column. Service selfies. Okay, this is going to be fun. If you guys are out there, if you're still listening to me, everyone turn on your camera. As many of you as you can, turn on your camera and let's do this. So service selfie works like this. I click on the service selfie and I'm going to say, let's take a photo. And it pulls this up. No, it's not going to be a photo of me. It's going to be a photo of you. So we'll lean in. Everyone smile. Give me a big Rotary smile. And we snap the picture. And what's cool is we can say, okay, that one looks pretty good. Leslie's hair was good. We're all right with this. And we say we're going to use this photo. when we use this photo, then it's going to say, well, cool, tell me what you were doing. And so I can type in some information about the event. This was our district virtual conference. And there's the photo. I could add more photos if I wanted to. Then I could go through and talk about any of the club members that were pictured with me. Well, Bonnie, I saw you out there. So in my club, so I'm going to say Bonnie was in this one, and I'm done. And so it will tag Bonnie as well. And then I can hit send, and it will send it to whoever in my club was designated to start receiving those. It could be the PR chair or however we do that. And again, Katie's team will help us set all of that stuff up whenever they're out to do this. So we could go through, send that out, and it will send this to them. And there's a picture that they can start creating we can create our own content. All the members out there can now create their own content for this. And so that's going to be a really cool option for this. So let's get back into the app for a second, and we'll go down to the next one. The next button is pay. And when you click on pay, remember, this is the one part if you want to have a forward-facing website through DACDB, or if you want to access this pay button, the pay module on here, those are the two add-ons that you would have to use. And there's some cool information I know related to the pay, but I'm not qualified to talk through this one. So if Katie or Susan, or if there's anyone that has a thought about the pay button, I don't know that I can go too deep into this one.
I think that's something that we probably ask Katie when they do a presentation to our clubs.
Okay.
She would have the complete information on all the aspects.
Okay, very good. So whenever we're ready, whenever they're out doing the training for your club, talk to them about the pay button, and that'll be outstanding. Okay, 3 more features I wanted to share with you, 3 more buttons on here, and then I'll be quiet and see if there are any other questions. If you go to the very top of this app, the top of the home screen, do you see that little cog wheel up there? That's where we can go through and look at our settings on this. So you can look at any account details. So if there's member information that you need to adjust in here, or I need to work on, I want to put in an alternate phone number or change mine, this gives you the ability to go back and do this. So there's information here. You remember earlier I said Cameron doesn't have any social media? Well, this is where you could go through and connect your social media to your profile and those sort of things. So this is a chance to look at your account information. There's ability to customize some of the looks that you have in the app. If you want to go through and change your security or passcodes, or if you want to put in that biometrics where it will scan your face and you can get in without this, that's where you do it if you didn't do it the first time. So that cog wheel at the top has all of your settings where you can go in and start customizing some of the things within the app that might be helpful for you. Okay, Garen, here's where you get to play with me. So this is going to be an interactive part. There's that flame at the top, and if I put my picture in, my picture actually would be up there where the flame is. But if you click that flame or click your picture at the top, it flips it over to this QR code, and it says launch your digits. Okay, so Garen, here's what I want you to do. There on your app on the top left hand corner, do you see this little person with the phone on there? Okay, so if you click that person with the phone, it's going to take you out here and it's going to say this is your Rotary Rolodex. You already have all your club information in there, but if we go out to the district conference or pets or run into other Rotarians and we want to share information, here's a good way to do that. So you can click on your Rotary Rolodex, and then Garen, do you see at the bottom it says scan? Okay, I'm putting my code back up. So I ran into Garen in the airport. I'm going to hold up my phone for him, and he's going to scan. So would you do that, Garen? Would you scan my QR code on the screen that you have in front of you? Cool. And when it scans in, it gives him my information. So now I'm in there. He can call me, text me, as my social media information that he can go through and connect with. And that's a good way as we run into Rotarians around, continue to increase or improve our network. as we're working through that. So I'll be quiet for a second. Garen, was there anything else you would share with that?
Well, just doing a great job. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate Katie, of course. Y'all are rock stars. I love this district. I love y'all, and just this Ignite app. It's just such a game changer. Take it back to the rest of your clubs. Have a meeting over it. Schedule your meetings with Katie, and it's really going to enrich your club experience. Thank you, Justin.
Sure, you bet. Y'all, there's in education, we remind teachers there's no such thing as a magic bullet. There's not one thing you can do that's going to work for every kid in your classroom. And there's not one thing we're going to do that's going to work for every Rotarian in our club. There's still going to be people who say, I don't want to have a smartphone and an app, and I don't. That's okay. But I think this particular app and the way it's designed is incredibly accessible to most Rotarians. And I think it's a really good place to help people get in. It just feels like there's a level of confidence you have in it because of the design that I think people will feel comfortable in looking at this. So if there's something I can do personally to help you out, well, I can put my digits back up there. If you want to get my digits, you can get them, or email me later on. I'll be happy to do that. But really, Katie and her team are going to be the ones that hold your hands and walk you through this. And I appreciate the ability to jump in and be able to share that. So. Okay, Leslie, I'll turn it back over to you to keep us marching forward. And yeah.
Appreciate that there, Justin. That's awesome. You're a great presenter. I see more presentations coming from you in the future. You did a great job. Can't believe that, and I know for a fact that you did not get your login for Ignite until late yesterday afternoon. And look at, he not only learned it, but he learned how to present it to everybody else. And it's going to be easy for everybody. It's going to bring us right into that 21st century. It's pretty awesome. We are moving right along, right on schedule. Looking here, Garen, do you want to just share a little bit more? All we have is you're going to share about your plans for the district for this coming year, starting July 1, and then we'll be pretty much done. We'll have a question and answer session right after that, and hopefully Susan is scanning the chat box for some questions, and then let's just go from there. Garen, you have the power.
Well, all right. Thank you, Leslie. And I'll keep this brief. Amy said next to me, so if I get an elbow in the head, you'll know that she's either blocking out for a rebound or telling me to be quiet. But again, as far as looking ahead, folks, here's the message you can tell everybody. You heard it straight right here from the horse's mouth. Is that this isn't about, my year coming up. It's not my year. This is all about you. I'm here to serve you. Every club president, every member. And the focus is on you. If you're struggling with Club Runner to get information in so that we can do this migration, email me. I will set up a time. I can do Zoom. I can do Google Meets. I can communicate in multiple portals of communication, and I will help you to the very best of my ability. The other thing I want to remind everybody is that there's a whole group of people at Rotary International, like Nick Taylor and other people like that, and Emily in membership. There's so many people. John Chase was mentioned. So many people that are willing to help you. And the thing that I've heard over and over again is that if you need something, let us know. President-elect Stephanie Urchek, she charged the district governors for 24-25 for their districts to add 100 new members and to start 4 new clubs. I looked at our district, and from the very top down to the very bottom, we have tons of colleges, both 4-year and community colleges, and I know because I teach at one, that do not have any Rotaract clubs. If we could find 4 Rotaract clubs out of all of those colleges and universities, that's our 4 clubs. As far as 100 members, that sounds like, wow, what? 100 members? Are you nuts? Well, yeah, I am. But think about it. 2 members per club, 4 new Rotaract clubs, and we're beyond, the goal. And it's not about members for membership's sake. It is totally about enriching our experience. Let's connect with each other. Connections, you're going to hear me say it a lot. And folks, I just feel like, there's a lot of great strategies, a lot of great things going on, but let's just love our people and our clubs and into our districts. And just keep doing good in the world. I'm not here how to tell you to run your club, not in the least little bit. And I'll end with this, Leslie, is that when I come and visit your club or we do a multi-club visit, you do not have to worry about listening to me do a whole death by PowerPoint. I don't have to do that. If you just want to have a general town hall meeting with your district governor and his lovely wife, we're good for that. Answer questions. If there's difficult conversations that need to happen, that's what I'm here for. And your whole district team is filled with beautiful people, rock stars, and good friends. And this one right here, she's everything good that I might ever do in Rotary is because of her. And she's my partner.
That's sweet.
All yours, Leslie.
Okay. I'm moving some things around on my screen here. Do we have any more questions? Got a nice little deal over here from about Katie. Had to split on us a while ago. She was working this weekend, working at Pets, and if you've been to Pets and seen the people that stand at the booth in line to talk to those vendors, she took the time out of her day to be here with us, and that's the dedication that I think we're going to get from DACDB going forward. Do we have any more questions before we leave? We are finishing up early, so earlier than expected, and I don't have a problem with that, man. It's lunchtime here in Plainview, America. One of the last things, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and hopefully this works one more time for us. Let's go over here. Just wanted to share that district conference is coming up next month, April 19th and 20th. The evening of the 19th is a foundation gala. We've got some rock stars going to also speak to us on Saturday. Let's see if I can move this over so you can see the whole screen. We're going to have Tumbleweed Smith. He's a District 5730 past district governor. He'll speak with us. Susan, jump in here. You know more about all these people than I do.
Well, I'd like to invite Karen Hicks, who's my co-chair, and she's in Amarillo. I know our international president right now, President McAnally from Scotland, and one of his focuses is mental health because of a very sad situation in his family. And in fact, I visited, we're doing a district grant with a grade school here in Lubbock, and I visited with the principal this past week about what we're doing at the school. And she mentioned that when COVID set in, the kiddos that went home who were in kindergarten and first grade at the school, when they came back after COVID, were changed. And she said the lack of communication and personal association and learning has really set many schools back. And she said she hopes that all schools and community organizations will look at mental health and providing mental health assistance. So our conference is on mental health. So what do you do? How do you notice How do you assist, and what can we do in our families, in our communities, and in Rotary? So I invite you to come. It's going to be very interactive and I think very rewarding. And Karen, you might be able to tell us a little bit about some of the participants who are in Amarillo who are healthcare professionals.
We have, can you hear me? Okay. We have 3 speakers from the Panhandle Behavioral Health Alliance, and they're going to explain that alliance, and it's in the whole state of Texas. And people don't know that. So they're going to tell us about how that mental health structure is put together and how it's working and how it's going to be going forward. Jody Holland is going to be speaking to us on one of his programs it's a leadership program, but it's powering through leadership and stress. And so he's going to focus on that. Then Mike Good from my club is going to be speaking on why Rotary and integrating it into his experience and working in the prison system with the mental health situation there. And then we decided, it was going to be it's going to be very interactive, and it's going to involve some serious subjects. And so we decided we better end it up with why humor is important, and Tumbleweed's going to let us laugh. And so that's kind of the structure of the speakers. And then we're going to end with the Interact Club, the newly created Interact Club here in Amarillo. And they're doing a project. We're supplying the Rainbow Room, which in turn supplies the, oh goodness, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, it's the Child Protective Services. And we have a lot of situations in families where we have, desperate situations where children have to be removed and they're continually in need of diapers. And so we are providing them with a lot of diapers, and that's going to be part of our project. And I guess that's all I have to say, Susan, unless you need to add something else.
No, we invite, many of you have already registered. Please share it with your clubs. I think this is for all members, not just your leadership, but drive to Amarillo. It's a 2-hour drive. Our gala on Friday night is honoring those of you and all of our district in your giving to the annual fund and to Polio Plus and all the foundation funds. But Saturday, it's a one day, and we thought that this might be very convenient for you. Join us in the evening for a fellowship dinner, or you can drive home. And be home Sunday for church. So there's a lot to offer. And besides, number one is Rotary Fellowship. So come join us, and it's on the website. We'll be sending out a blast on Monday again, where you just click on the link and it takes you right to the registration page. So come join us, April 19th.
That's awesome. This is going to be a live and in person deal. That's not going to be a Zoom deal. We'll get to actually see each other, be each other. I'll allow you to buy me a drink if you want to. We'll socialize and we'll have a good time. I have Justin, do you remember what that temporary password was for Ignite?
Yes, I'll type it into chat right now.
Okay.
Yeah. When I do this, capital letters matter and no spaces. Okay. So let me in.
Let me in. 1, 2, 3, 4 explanation. Y'all write that down if you want to do that later. I'm going to write it down because I have an email password problem here. I wasn't able to get in there, but I'll solve that this afternoon.
Hey, and Leslie, I just put that PDF back in the chat again. If you guys want to click on that, save it in your computer, then that PDF kind of walks you through those steps. So
just did it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Anybody have any questions before we adjourn? Just blurt them out. All right. Appreciate everybody. Let's go out and have a good Saturday afternoon. Appreciate everybody's attendance. We had like 40 something people. I think I saw it as high as 46, plus the incoming Rotary International President. How great is that? That was like a bonus right there. You don't get to see that every day. So good night, guys, or good afternoon, folks. We'll see you around the corner.
Thanks all. take the message back to your clubs, get them excited.